So we've had
go
this
from there.
amazing experience up at Truly Essential, and I'm so happy to meet you two and get your guidance and consider you my new besties, my mentors, because we're going to go somewhere. So what we learned yesterday is Manoj said that his tennis game improved by drinking the water. So let's talk to athletes about how true hydration, cellular hydration, is going to affect the athlete, whether it's the weekend warrior or professionals.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think it's number one. I think hydration is a big topic, and everybody who's doing performance at any level understands that. So we have basic needs that our bodies have just for supporting our organs, supporting our brain, supporting all the functions in the body. But when it comes to really pushing the issue of athletic performance, we have to really take care of that. So you got a couple choices. You're either going to try to drink a lot of water, and we know that that flushes the body out. It doesn't necessarily create a cellular hydration experience. And then you have other hydration products that are, coupled with a lot of sodium and a lot of sugar. And that has its own complications. And so when we look at a product like True Hydration, what we're really talking about is a functional drink, a functional beverage that does rapid and continuous hydration at a cellular level. So it gets into the cell, it tends to stay inside the cell, that fluid, it doesn't just wash out. And so those elements of performance that require that kind of hydration for good function remains more present. So you're going to be far more competitive, you're going to recover a lot faster, and you're just going to feel better. I mean, Ted, there's so many different ways to look at this.
Oh yeah, there's another way to hydrate. If an individual likes to, they can go to an IV hydration clinic.
Right? Yeah.
They can sit in a chair. It's a more comfortable chair than this because you're going to pay the money. So
Yep.
of course they're going to put you in a comfortable chair.
Right.
It's going to cost an average of about
Yep.
$150
Yep.
per session with the needle in your arm, and they're going to have the bag dripping. And when you get up from that chair, you're going to feel great. But that great feeling is only going to last 12 to 36 hours.
Good point.
So after that, you're going to have to go back. So you're going back to the IV hydration clinic every other day. So what are you going to spend? $2,500 for the month?
Woo!
And you have to take time out of your day to go to that clinic and sit in the chair. So, I mean, that appeals to some athletes
True.
because they like the benefit. But there is another alternative, like John was saying. True hydration, is not going to cost you $2,500 a month. It's going to cost you about the same as one IV hydration clinic.
I love it.
That's it. And you'll get the benefits continuously for
That's
the
for
whole month.
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
for the whole
for
month,
the
yeah.
whole month. Not just one can. We're talking the whole month, drinking 2 cans a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And I'll tell you what, you talked about Manoj upping his tennis game, being able to play 3 times longer. He's 71 years old. You say, well, that's expected of an older individual.
Right.
I got a 16-year-old I'm working with now. And this 16-year-old in perfect health, top of his game for soccer for the entire state of Arizona. And he noticed it with the first can.
Nice.
Wow.
A big difference. So he made the hour drive over to my house to pick up another case. He wanted a case, not another can. We're talking about a 16-year-old is willing to spend his allowance because he noticed such an impact.
Yeah.
So we are making a difference, and it's not an isolated situation. It's pretty much, the masses. It's not a minority situation
Yeah.
that are experiencing results. So, I mean, it's a beautiful blessing.
Yeah.
I mean, so people do have a choice. They can drink this, or they can go sit in a chair with a needle in their arm. That's spend $2,500 or spend $150 for the whole month.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking basically about $2 a serving, and not just to take 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, but if you're doing performance and you want to consume something while you're doing that athletic act, you're not going to feel bloated. You're not going to get the slosh. You're not going to get, it's getting into a cellular level. So people taking it before they do their event, certainly taking it if they're doing a marathon type event, this is the kind of product they're going to want to experiment with. And then for recovery.
Yeah.
And it's just all around, it serves so many primary bodily functions. It's a game changer.
Right. Suzanne, there is a connection between this and the IV hydration clinics.
Yeah.
Do you know that connection?
What's the connection?
Well, the owner, he supplies that product to hospitals and clinics, even in injectable grade water. And that injectable grade water, that same equipment that makes injectable grade water is making the same base for this product.
Wow.
So that we're talking ultra pure, 99.69s purity.
Right.
So then when we add the amino acids and the minerals to this, they stay in a suspended state.
Right.
So now, we don't have to worry about the product being compromised in any way, shape, or form.
Wow,
So
that's
you're
fantastic.
Really, getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And salute,
Yeah. So if an athlete is, say, an endurance athlete's really expending a lot of energy, they don't have to necessarily drink more, but they could.
No, typically they will want to drink a third can
Okay.
During that performance because they are exerting a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I've got several professional athletes now, and yes, when they're performing, they're drinking 3 cans.
Okay.
But when they're not performing and not having a strenuous workout, 2 cans is sufficient.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
2 cans for the average person is more effective than a gallon and a half of good water.
No.
And I'm
Yeah,
What?
that's a big deal.
talking from hearsay.
Right.
That's personal knowledge that
Mm-hmm.
I had. I was drinking a gallon and a half every summer day because I live in the desert.
Yep.
And I was told that you have to drink this much water to survive,
Mm-hmm.
and yet I was still dehydrated. And
Isn't
I
that
get more
amazing?
hydration from drinking 2 cans of this a day and no other additional liquid beverage than I do from a gallon and a half of good water.
I think that's part of the magic is the consumption fatigue. And I mean, there are a lot of us, with Ted drinking a gallon and a half, I can't drink a gallon and a half a day.
Right.
I just can't. Maybe day one I could do that.
Yeah.
But do that day in and day out, could never do it. So,
It's a lot.
I can have my 20 ounces of water a day, and I have my hydration product here that really helps me kind of bridge the gap and kind
Yeah.
of get over to the other side.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right. 6 ounces of regular water drive me to the bathroom.
Wow.
The first time drinking this, I literally drank 50 ounces before I had to go to the bathroom. And that turned me around because I didn't look at this as such a superior product as
Right.
it actually is the first day. I was skeptical.
Yeah.
I had a bad attitude, and it only took less than an hour of drinking this for me to have a functional experience
Yeah.
that was just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, that's a
I did
wow.
notice something in the first hour that I was drinking this,
Mm-hmm.
and so for that reason, it corrected my train of thinking.
Right.
And I
Put
didn't
you on the
have that
positive track.
negative
Yeah.
thought process going forward.
Yeah.
And this product, I tell people, what? It's just sharing because the product will do the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
We don't have to be a closer. This is the closer.
Well, yeah. I mean, it closes you into making a different choice.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you are probably looking at how do you get the most out of your body? How do you perform the best? How do you become the one in the victory circle?
Yes.
Well, you do it by making a choice that's going to give your body exactly what it needs. And this is that product.
Right?
Perfect.
You're talking about an unfair advantage for athletes.
Unfair.
I think it is an unfair advantage. It absolutely is.
Especially when you keep it a secret and you don't tell your customers.
We shouldn't
All right.
tell anybody. So let's go do something great.
Let's go do something
Yes,
great.
definitely.